Hey everybody, it's Melanie coming to you from the Outer Banks, North Carolina. I just finished watching the sunset, of which, if you clicked on this video, you saw the in process picture, but it is my phenomenal little secret spot. And it's funny because I was walking over here today and I was like, nobody knows about this spot. I wonder, like, there's only one other person that I ever see over here. His name's Ian, and he's got a dog named Max. And we never are here at the same time, but that's the only person that I ever see like coming or going if I'm on my way here. And today some dude showed up and we sat in silence and watched the sunset, and he was like over there and I was over here, and it was like, oh, I guess there are other people that know about the secret awesome sunset spot. Anywho, that was a little bit off course, but that's okay. My name's Melanie. I am a mother to 3 kiddos here in the Outer Banks, and we've lived here since 2016. I started this YouTube channel back in 2017 or 2018. I don't even know how long now. To spread love and light and information. And it's definitely been a transformative journey. I've transformed through the process of sharing my life with y'all. If you search back, those old videos are pretty funny. I don't like watching them, but sometimes I'm like, I wonder what the message is here. And then I'm like, oh wow, like I was a whole different human. Anywho, so I'm here to spread love, light, and awaken the masses. And I was a nurse in this lifetime, but it feels like not my lifetime now. For 8.5 years, working in the medical industry. I worked at 14 different hospitals across the United States. University of Washington, Duke, and Centera, Norfolk were some of the biggest ones I worked for, the most high-risk ones that I worked for. I had a really incredible journey doing it, and I learned a lot of things. And then I learned that the medical industry had no interest in ever healing people. They only had interest in attaching them to the system as a slave patient for life. Basically, every illness is considered a chronic illness. It is incurable, and you're just going to have to live with it and tolerate it for the rest of your life, which is shortened by said illness. And they're going to give you medication that's filled with crap to help you along on your journey, but it's not going to be a cure, and you're probably never going to like feel the way that you used to feel before said illness came on. You can like insert said illness. It could be anything. It could be cancer, it could be heart disease, it could be kidney disease, it can be diabetes, it can be rheumatoid arthritis, it could be ALS, it can be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't matter. That is the main platform of the medical industry. How do I know this? Well, I know that the American Heart Association, the American Diabetics Association, and the American Cancer Association all pretty much kind of recommend a plant-based diet, but they got to throw the meat products in there anyways because their sponsors are of meat corporations and dairy corporations, which are the leading causes of these illnesses. It has been proven scientifically. Dr. Greger, Dr. Barnard, you can go look these people up. I recommend everybody eat a whole foods plant-based diet. The majority of their time, they're going to feel better. They're going to do all the things better. I'm not a proponent of a carnivore diet, not only because of like, because I know that there's a lot of healing that comes with that, but a lot of cholesterol and saturated fat and stuff that I believe clogs your body. I ate chips with lard on them by accident, and it like coated my mouth in a really strange way, and I'm like, so that's how I feel about meat. Anywho, I'm a little off topic here, but I know that they have no interest still in healing people. Why do I know this? Well, because my daughter just was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. If you haven't figured that out yet or heard about it, you can go back through my older videos and watch the transformation of my emotions through this diagnosis. We are now 4 weeks out. Because of technology, it's a lot easier. Because of technology, it's actually teaching her about her body and giving her great wisdom and insight. Because of technology, it's a breeze compared to what it was in the past. And apparently they used to use reusable needles that they had to sharpen on pumice stones. Ow. And they had to boil them and then sharpen and then boil. and then give insulin, and they didn't even know what their blood sugars were. They were just dosing, like, I don't know, this might be it, but we'll figure it out. Like, there was no measuring, no accurate measuring, and no knowledge of what was going on until Dr. Bernstein went and purchased himself a physician's rated glucometer and started checking his blood sugars throughout the day, and realized that he could dose his insulin better and be much more successful in keeping himself healthy. And at that time, he was told he'd have 30 years to live. 30. And guess how old he is to this day? He is 86 years old, my friend, and that is because he took excellent care of his diabetes. He eats meat, but a lot of vegetables and very low carb. I have not read his book. I plan to. My daughter is a vegan, and she chooses that, and she understands and recognizes it. I also believe that meat contains a lot more of like the chemical toxic radiation stuff that we're exposed to on a daily basis. I think I'm getting bit by mosquitoes over here. And she also knows all that stuff too. So like, we've got to figure out how to live a Dr. Bernstein type of way, eating a whole foods plant-based lifestyle. And Dr. Greger has actually said, high carb, low fat is the best for type 1 diabetes. I don't know if we're there yet, and we're doing our own experimentation, but the less carbohydrates that she eats, the better her blood sugars are and the better she feels. And the hospital tells you to eat as much carbohydrate as you wish to eat and to just dose for it, and it's fine. And they send home literature with Chick-fil-A and French fries and chicken nuggets and the Go-Gurts and stuff. That's like the advertisement within the information that are like word problems for kids to figure out how to give the insulin and what dose and when to take their blood sugar and all of these things within these little word problems to help them figure out their diabetes. That's what you're propagandizing. I don't know if that's a word. That is the message you're giving them, is Chick-fil-A and Go-Gurt. And all this shit's filled with sugar. And then they're telling you that when your blood sugar is low, eat 8 Skittles. And when your blood sugar is low, eat 8 gummy bears. Like, there's measured out amounts. And I'll get all the paperwork out and we'll do a long ass video and talk about it one day. That's fine. However, I've been in contact with the head of the dietary and nutrition staff at the hospital where she had her diagnosis and was in the ICU and did all of that. And I thought that they were like wanting to change, and I was really excited about it. And I realize now I'm getting the runaround. And a little bit of me is kind of excited because it's like, oh, y'all don't know which mama bear you done pissed off. If y'all want to rewind back to 2020 and 2021, this lady was almost getting arrested at the board meetings for the public schools and the public education system. So like, I got time. If this is where I'm being called, I got time, and I am more than happy to donate that time for the masses. And my very confident, intelligent, wise, educated, practiced self, I am loud and I am bitchy and I don't care what anybody else thinks, and I'm going to speak my mother trucking truth because that is what I'm here to do. And so, unfortunately, for the Children's Hospital of the King's Daughters and Jeffrey and the Department of Food and Nutrition, yeah, you've awakened something inside of me. And so as I sat here tonight and I watched the sunset, I was going through my brain on like all the really amazing ways that I'm going to bring this to the public's attention and to make sure people are aware as much as I can and to the best of my ability. And I'm basically telling everybody because people need to know this. The hospital system is directly poisoning you on purpose in hopes that you will not live as long as you possibly can. This is population control 101, guys. They're telling diabetes people to eat Skittles and fucking gummy bears and lollipops as sugar control and glucose control. We are effed. We are totally effed if you want to believe that. I choose not to believe that. And so we are experimenting with our daughter's diabetes, and she's on board. She's totally on board. She's had, finally, over the last week, a couple of lower moments. It's taken a while to get her down. It's taken a while to figure out like what's causing highs. And you know what causes highs for days? Days. Carbohydrates and bread. She hasn't really had pastas, but probably bread and rice, and putting her into the 300s. And you can't get her down, and you're chasing and you're constantly correcting, and it's not coming down. It's stubborn. You know what brings it down? Vegetables, fruit, shocking. Nuts, I have a feeling, kind of keep it higher, and that's what I have been hearing. So I've talked to her about that, and she's monitoring her nut intake. Her body was aggressively eating nuts because she'd lost 22 pounds, 10 pounds overnight. It was shocking. So we are experimenting with her diabetes to find out what works best for her and helps get her blood glucose levels managed. My next steps are to start talking loudly in the parent of type 1 diabetics groups. I might get kicked out, but I then at least can say I tried. I believe that this coincides with the Naked Lady Mandala's mission of this YouTube channel, and that not only am I bearing my naked soul, but I'm also bearing the naked truth about the folks that are trying to fuck us in this system. Like, I've got to bear that naked truth. So I'm ready. And so I'm going to be outing this very loudly from our Surfside Juice Company platform. Maybe I should keep it separate. Maybe I'm going to go down the Mama Mel's Holistic Healing again. That's probably where I need to be for this. I don't know anymore. I don't know. Thinking through it with y'all. But this needs to be talked about. This needs to be exposed. I'm then going to be going to the media stations. I'm going to give them more chances, and I'm going to be calling probably the rest of this week, twice a day, until I get an answer from Jeffrey. If I don't get an answer, I guess by tomorrow, I'm going to start calling patient relations. And then if I don't get an answer from there, I'm going to start calling administration. Got to work my way up the chain of command. But the issue is for these people, and I actually don't fault these people that are in these places of power. The issue is that they are controlled and binded by contract to the pharmaceutical companies. So they're actually not allowed to say anything. And if they do, they lose funding. And they don't want to do that because they're a privatized hospital and they want to make a profit. And it's a whole shit show, right? So I'm at this crossroads. A little bit of me is nervous. Sorry, it's getting dark here, y'all. A little bit of me is nervous that this will bring really dark attention to who I am as a human. And that dark attention comes in like attacks, and people are going to be angry, and people are going to be riled up from this. However, it doesn't mean we don't act. We don't do what we're called to do. Like, just because we're scared, just because we have that fear, just because I'm scared. And I'm sorry, it's like so freaking dark right now. Yeah, it's not helping. So I'm scared. I don't know what this journey is going to bring. I know it's not going to be easy. And I'm not somebody that ever wanted to do this. I don't want to do this, but I am being called for a reason. And so I guess I'm going to do what I'm being called to do. I want to send you all so much peace, so much love, so much namaste. I'm going to get out of here because my face looks like really warped in the shadows and shit. I'm grateful for the platform. I'm grateful for the ability to talk to folks. And even if I just can get my voice heard to one person, that's enough. That's like, I'm super grateful for just one person being able to hear this message and hear the truth in the words that I'm speaking. So thank you all for whoever is here. I truly appreciate your presence. I truly appreciate you watching and listening and hearing sometimes the ramblings that go on. But the truth is that there's power in these words, and we are the change if we choose to be. So I'm going to keep choosing to be the change. I hope you all keep choosing to be the change. I'm going to peace out. Here's the end of the sunset. Epicness, right? So much peace, so much love, so much namaste, everybody. Adios, my friends. Peace.